Hey guys, it's Jeff from Hookah Time. Today we're going to go over kind of the basics of how to smoke hookah, and what types of bowls, how to set it up, so on and so forth. I'm going to do it as thorough as I can without getting too lengthy. So we're going to do a quick crash course here. So let's get started with the types of bowls. Okay, so for the first part, you're going to get most hookahs come with this type of bowl. It's a mod bowl. I'll zoom it in here. It's an Egyptian style bowl, a little bit different though. It has 5 holes in the bottom, and it's usually made out of a ceramic or a porcelain. It's kind of a cheap bowl. It doesn't have, its heat management isn't that great, and the heat distribution isn't that good. But if you're just new to hookah and you're packing a bowl and you don't have the money to spend on a more expensive bowl, this will do. You're just going to use a fluff pack to pack this bowl and keep it under the rim and then foil it. So this is the mod bowl. This is also a style of the mod bowl that you will see. It comes with a tray for the coals, so you'll put the shisha inside here, you'll put the tray on, and you'll have little tabs that you can pull down around to make sure that it stays on top of the bowl, and then you'll have a wind cover that puts it on there. The wind cover is pretty useless with these bowls. Basically it gets too hot because it's so close to the coals and there's really no air to breathe or exhaust, so it gets really hot. It gets really hot to the touch, so you'll burn yourself. I think it's easier just to remove the accessories from this and just use it as a mod bowl and foil the top and use a couple charcoals on it. This is a Egyptian bowl. You'll get these with the cams and traditional Egyptian hookahs. They have more of a flat bottom and they have the 5 holes again. They're usually made of clay, but you'll do usually a light pack. You don't want to use a dense pack shisha, so you don't want to use these for Tangiers. You don't want to use any bowls with holes on the bottom for Tangiers because it's a dense pack and you need air to breathe out of it, so you'll just clog the holes. So you want to do a light pack, fluff pack with these. Try to keep it under the rim and foil on top. So this is an Egyptian bowl. You'll hear them as eggy or edgy. Here comes the Vortex bowl. This is by Sahara Smoke. It's basically, this is made out of ceramic or porcelain, and it has vents. The holes for the bowl are actually in the sides of the spire, and that draws the air in through the shisha through the sides instead of the top. You can do a nice foil over it. You'll want to do a fluff pack with this bowl as well, and try not to clog the holes. You can do a dense pack with Tangiers or DM, Desmerly, shisha, but you want to keep it below the holes. But mostly when you do a dense pack, you want to use something like a funnel bowl. So this is a funnel bowl. This is the Hookah John 80 feet bowl. It's a smaller, shallower bowl than the Harmony. It's made of clay or special material, and it has a better heat distribution. They're more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. The air gets pulled in through the top. You can do a dense pack for Tangiers with it, or you can do a fluff pack. The air will easily come through and circulate. You'll want to foil it and make sure that it's nice and tight. When you foil, make sure it's nice and tight so you don't end up sucking the foil down to plug the hole. There's other types of funnel bowls. This is an Alien bowl, another Hookah John bowl. It's tailored for Tangiers shisha. It's a lot shallower and you use a lot less shisha and you pack it down nice and tight. Some people do use this for fluff pack. but it's pretty much, it's more tailored towards the dense pack shisha, so like the Tangiers. It's also like the Tangiers bowls themselves. This is another version of a funnel bowl. This is the Goodfellow Bowl, made of clay, handmade, and it has a shallow spire to it. It has a deep fluff pack to it. Here's this bowl. This is my HTV1. It will be coming out in the market soon. It's made of clay. You can see the authenticity stamp on the bottom of it. And this is a very nice shallow bowl. It's good for both dense pack and for fluff pack. You can see the spire. It goes nice below the rim, so you can do a nice flat foil on top, and you're good to go there. You can get into the glass series bowls. This is another funnel bowl. It's another Hookah-Time design. It has a drip catcher in there. So when you overpack the shisha, when you're using a glass hookah, the juice will go down the middle and get caught in the juice trap instead of draining down your hookah and turning your water brown, which is more for aesthetics, but it makes the hookah look a lot cleaner and you don't get brown water. It makes the lounges look better, so you don't have a bunch of people smoking hookah with brown water. Here is a Turkish bowl. This is an El Nafis Turkish bowl. It's just like a kind of like a eggy / mod bowl. It's made of clay. It's unglazed, so your flavors will stick into it. But it has nice deep holes in it. You want to do a fluff pack. Make sure that your shisha, try to keep your shisha nice and fluff packed. Those are big holes, so you will suck some shisha through it. But these are the basic types of bowls. I got one more, and this is another glass one. This is by MN Legit. It has a cage design around it. So on the insides of here, it has actual glass rods that come down with spaces in between them, kind of like a jail cell, like a cage, so it keeps the shisha out and the air through. So that's another glass on glass piece. I think that does it for the bowls for the most part. So let's get back at it. Okay, so for our first pack here, we're gonna pack a mod bowl. You're gonna want to use a light pack on these. So this is usually your choppier shisha, your Haze, Star Buzz, Social Smoke, Fumari, Al Fakir, Al Ryan. Your new Nirvana line has a choppier cut, but basically you just mix it up, grab a good amount and drop it in. Just kind of move it about. Keep it under the rim. Fluff pack is an easy pack. It's pretty much just drop it in, rearrange it a little bit, get it looking nice, and keep it under the rim. Grab your foil, shiny side up or down. Usually I'll clean my hands before this so you don't get so much residue on the foil, but we're just gonna jump through this. It can be a little bit tighter. I had shisha all over my fingers, so the molasses made it a little bit harder to make it nice and tight, but it's tight enough for, at least for this type of bowl. So you're just gonna want to go around, poke some holes. Big holes is fine. And so on. So that is how you want to pack your mod bowl. And then the grommet goes in the bottom. You'll get a mod bowl grommet that looks like this. It'll go in the bottom and then onto your hookah. So that's the mod bowl. Same with another fluff pack with the Vortex bowl. So again, really close look. It has the holes in the sides. And that's your vortex bowl. So again, you're going to do a fluff pack, so just grab a little bit, kind of sprinkle it on top, move it around the spot. Excuse me, the spire. Get it nice and fluffy. You don't want the shisha to touch the foil, because when the charcoal's on, you're going to burn the top leaves, and that's going to make it crusty, and you're going to get a burn flavor. So that's why you want to keep it below the rim. So, I mean, this is a little fast pack, so you guys can do it cleaner. But that's pretty much it. Just keep it under the rim, make sure it's nice and fluffy so that the air holes are not clogged up. You can inhale through the bottom here and feel how the air flows through it. If you can't draw through it very well, you probably clog some holes, so just take your poker and where did I put my poker? You can just take your poker and kind of fish through it here and clean out the holes. So mine's kind of like a dentist tool, but I like it. It has two different sizes. It has this is the thick end, and then this one that's covered is the skinny end. So there's that. So same thing, foil it. Again, I usually wash my hands before I foil, but you'll want to do the poking around it. Obviously the spire in the middle, you're not going to be able to poke there. So nice big holes all the way around the spire. So until it looks somewhat like that, you can make crazy designs. It doesn't matter. It's all on how much time you have and how you want to poke your holes. So that is how to do a fluff pack, and we'll do a fluff pack quick in a funnel bowl. This is the 80 feet bowl. Again, just grab it, grab a chunk, drop it in. You're gonna get a little messy. Some people use oyster forks. Again, keep it under the rim. Oh. Don't push down very hard, but you can push it in so that you get the shisha settled in there nice and good. It wants to be very airy. So here's your basic fluff pack in a funnel bowl. Again, just try to keep it under the rim so you don't have the charcoals burning the shisha on the top. Foiling a funnel bowl is a little bit different. You'll want to foil it. Again, clean hands usually, but you want to go out on the outside. Now some people like to leave the center closed. I usually put 1 or 2 dots above the funnel just so that you can get more fresh air in, and so you don't suck down the foil to block the hole so you can't take a draw out of it. So it's up to you. Some people leave this middle part sealed for the funnel, above the spire. Some people poke, and I prefer poking a little bit. Let me clean up a little bit here. Do a Tangiers pack. Let's get another clean fork. Stir it up nice and good. You always want to stir it because the juice does flow to the bottom, so you want to stir it up, get the flavors and the juices all mixed up. Tangiers is a dense pack shisha, so it's dark, it's pretty fine cut, some choppy, but you want to dense pack it. So we're going to use the Mini Alien by Hookah-Time. This is a pretty basic bowl to do your dense pack in. So you'll take the shisha and just sprinkle it around, get it full to the edges, and then just kind of press down. I like to push down with my hands bunched up like this and then kind of pinch it and bring it in towards the middle. So you're kind of doing like a pie crust sort of move. That'll get it nice and dense, and it'll also bring it in so that you can fill the edges in a lot easier. So it'll basically make a canal for you. So again, do the pie crust pinch, bring it into the middle, and then once you have your pinch, let's see if you can see that. Once it's pinched, you'll have a little mound that goes all the way around the bowl, and then just push the mound down, and that will spread the shisha out to the edges evenly and to the center of the spire. Make sure your spire is clean, do a trace, knock all the extras off, and you want tangiers to be nice and flat. I overpack my tangiers. It's a little tricky. Some people are scared of it, but if you want a good tangiers pack, you can keep it below the rim, but make sure it's nice and tight. So this is a pretty decent tangiers pack right here. Again, just do the pie crust method. Just kind of pinch it, make a mound around the spire, and then just push the mound down once you have enough, and that will squeeze the shisha out to the edges and the spire and close all the air gaps. So that is a tangiers pack there. That is the packing styles. With the Egyptian bowl, you want to do a fluff pack just like the mod bowl I showed you. So that is how you pack your bowls. I almost forgot to show you how to foil tangiers. So as the most picky shisha, that would have really stunk for me to finish this video and realize that I didn't show you how to foil it. You're gonna want to use foil. I just do the ferrule things. The other ones, all this was just foil, so I wouldn't waste so much foil. I'm gonna smoke this one. So basically, shiny side up or down, and you're gonna want to kind of put your hand down on it, and then pull nice and tight. See, I had clean hands, so it's a lot tighter. When you do your poking, you want to go all the way down to the bottom, all the way around. So you want to go all the way to the bottom. It's a dense pack, so you want to aerate it just like your lawn. You want to get airflow down to the bottom, but you want to keep the pack really tight. And tangiers will go for 3 rounds of coals if you do it right. And then again, it's your personal choice to put the holes in the middle here. I always like to. I think that it makes it easier to heat manage because it draws in fresh air from the top. So if you overheat it, you can just back the coals off and you'll still draw in fresh air. I think it's easier to heat manage. So that's how you pack and foil the tangiers. Okay, so now we're going to fill the base with wire. This is just a cam. You put your feet on the bottom of it and just rock it back and forth. Don't twist it. Glass does not like to be twisted or it will break. Has a rubber gasket on them. All of them do. They come in different sizes, and here's a close-up of the base. You can do a quick test here. You want to be about an inch and a half above the actual opening. So kind of go a little bit over the bell. So if you don't know how much water to put in, you can just put them up together, the grommet on the top, and that's about your line. Most of the lines are already drawn on here for you, or really close. So that's about where we're going to fill the water. And then once you put the water in, you're going to do the same thing. Wet. Just take your fingers and wet the outside of the gasket. It'll just make it easier to set. So again, put it on the floor and then just push down lightly and rock back and forth until it sits into place. And that is how you put the water in the hookah. I'm not going to show you how to clean it. This video is going to be long enough as it is. So that's that. Okay, so now we got the water in the base. I have a different base here just because I already had my hookah set up and cleaned. To put the bowl on, we're going, like I said, I kept this one around to show you how to do it. There's different types of grommets that will fit on your hookah. Usually the bowl or the hookah will come with them. But that's this guy right here. This is just a thin one. It's also called a Maya grommet. They are usually clearish. This one's been used a lot, so it's been stained. But usually they come, this one's a little bit clearer, no? But they usually come with something like this. They're clear, they're clean. These have been used for over a year, so they got some veteran stains on them. You can take your bowl and you can kind of fit and match what grommet you want to use. The top of the KMs are extra wide, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get one of these mod bowl adapters. This one's a mod bowl, it's thicker. This is a standard Maya grommet that you'll use for anything that you buy from Hookah John or 5 Star that aren't mod. So if you see like a Predator bowl, a Goodfellow Bowl, any soon my Hookah-Time bowls, and any of the Tangier bowls and all that, they're gonna use the Maya grommet. So it just sits in there nice and tight. You can almost pick it up, but you want it nice and airtight. So that's putting the bowl on. Okay, so my stove's a little messy. I stayed up late last night and was cooking a bunch of stuff, but deal with it. Got my coal burner heating up right now. I'm just gonna use 3 titanium coals. And we'll let them heat up. Okay, so the coals are about halfway through. This is the time to flip them. It looks a little bit better with the lights off. So just flip them, rotate them, whatever. Get the other side cooking. Once they are cooked all the way through, just turn it off and put them on your bowl. Okay, so the coals are ready. So we're gonna keep them off to the far edges. Tangier's is very heat sensitive, so you want to heat it up slowly. Okay, and then so the last part, you want to take your hose grommet, which is just the little guy. You want to put it on the tip of your hose. I like to bring it down a little bit and plug it into your hookah. I'm using just the Social Smoke Pro Lounge hose. So the bowl's smoking good. So that's how you basically set up a bowl. Another question that I get is, do you inhale the smoke? Yes, you do bring it into your lungs. You don't hold it in. You just breathe normally through it. So that is how you smoke hookah. So this is Jeff from Hookah Time. Later.